and Bizz-Kits, something a bit different today. Yeah, we're back at Brands Hatch, but look, we're out on the GP circuit, right in the woods. And we're on a bike day, and these guys are flying. Just cars. I love a bike as well. Woo! Makes your hairs stand on end. It makes your hairs stand on end. Oh, God knows what speeds they're doing down there. That is ridiculous. So much fun. If you don't do it, get on track, just watch track. Just get to your local racetrack on a random day and there might be something on. It's epic. Absolutely epic. Go on, boy! Flying. The white there dropping off of that slope on the back of the GP circuit. Flying. These are not hanging around. While the track's in between sessions, I'm going to take the opportunity of silence and tranquility to say, welcome to Tea and Bizz-Kits, and hit that subscribe button. Thank you. My name's Bizzle, you know where I'm at. I'm at the home, for me anyway, of motorsport, Brands Hatch. We got some funky cars here, loads of supercars, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, GTRs, loads of McLarens, BMWs, all sorts of stuff. We've also got a car track day this evening as well. So I'm going to cover this area today, grab a tea and a biscuit and enjoy.
This Corsa here is special, a 2.3 litre C20 XE powered car with a 6-speed sequential box running about 300 brake. It sounded amazing and flew around the track, rose jointed and AP brakes, a very nicely built car.
Okay, we're at Brands Hatch today and I have commandeered someone that I don't know before called Charlie, talking about your cars, so do you want to tell us about the Saxo?
Not really much to know about it, to be honest with you. It's an X-Reg, so it's a 2000 BTR, naturally aspirated 1600 with 8 valves.
Yeah, it's completely stock really, isn't it? Apart from a few little aero mods, holes at the front, bucket seats in there, or bucket seat in there.
Yeah.
For me, I genuinely think this is the way that track day should be, because you bought it for, what, like 150 quid or something you said?
Like that, yeah.
And then that's it, you've kind of ragged the granny out of it. If it goes pop, it goes pop.
That's it, yeah.
That's the good thing to do. I think if you do minimum mods just to get around the track and then just rag the granny out of it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, like the aspect of track days, I think should all be fun.
Yeah.
So going from I had an E46 M3. I still do have an E46 M3, but that blew a rod out the side and it set me back so much money. It's just a joke. But for a day's worth of fun to then spend £5,500 after to fix it, it's a bit of a pain in the arse.
Yeah.
150 quid with a couple £100 seat, lowering springs on the front, and then away you go. If you blow it up, buy a £100 engine and put another one in, and away you go again. So
yeah, and I fully agree. And it's unusual to see Saxos. I mean, there might be a reason for that. Look at the amount of rust that you got on it.
Well,
it could be
be nice.
that and the scrappage scheme was the death of the Saxo.
Yeah. The 1.1 designs you never really see anymore.
No.
But to be honest, you don't really see the BTRs or BTSs.
No.
So
A good friend of mine had a West Coast back in the day when they had different coloured seatbelts.
That's it.
Yeah. They were good cars.
They're cracking little motors. I mean, you pay now they're about £4.5 to buy a VTR. So these aren't even cheap, but for me, because it was cheap to buy straight away, so
Yep.
I just thought, why not put it on track?
And you've been to brands before. You're saying that you're pretty handy around here.
Yeah. No, we were here. Was it about a month ago or so? I've done a 1 minute flat. If you want to be pedantic, it was a 101. But I count it as a 1 minute flat.
I'll take a 1 minute. Was it just into the 101?
Yeah, just slightly in. So
Got to round it down. And if you're going to round it down, then it might as well be a minute flat. Then,
that'd be nice, haven't I?
So, but it's perfect conditions. It's quite windy, but
That'd be good for the car. Keep cool.
Yeah, good conditions today. So yeah, I'm sure you're going to enjoy yourself. It's an evening, so you've got to go out like relatively out the traps pretty quickly.
The lowering of the decibel limit as well is a bit of a pain.
That is a good point, yeah. So there's already rumours around the pits about, 95 dB, 88 on the drive-by. We got noisy bikes at the Brands Hatch GP circuit, and then they drop it down to 88 for the cars in the evening, which sucks a little bit.
I
but
understand it towards the end of the night. So I mean, bar 5 track time starts going from the usual, which is 92 drive-by and 95 a static, but then after, I'd say 7 o'clock, half 7, tone it down a little.
Tone it down for the last bit. Of course, the other thing is, it should be, don't buy a house near a racetrack if if you're going to moan about the noise. That's what I don't get either.
Since it's been operating since the 30s, so for people to buy a house literally on clearways, and complain about it, it's bewildering to me. But hey ho, here we are.
I think it used to be a velodrome back in the day. I think it used to be a cycle track.
It used to be for dirt bikes.
Yeah, and maybe
they used to race the opposite.
I was just about to say, I think they used to go the other way. You see local man, you've got to read up about this stuff. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the Saxo goes. You said you got an M3 and stuff as well.
Yeah, we're building that back up now, so that'll be back out relatively soonish, but I'm having fun in the Saxo, so it's kind of to the back of my mind now.
And so how many track days do you do a year?
Varies really. This year I've done the most I've ever done, so what number are we on now? 4? Yeah, we've done 4 this year so far, so
that's a lot more than me.
A good amount.
A lot more than me. Like, I think I'm done. Maybe 1. It's been pretty appalling year.
Ricky Nobody's got to bump them up a little bit.
I know. Normally I'm a good 5 or 6 a year, and I always hold out for an early November because it's a friend's birthday. So Alton Park early November is one of my favourites. But yeah, I've had car troubles. If you see the channel, you'll find out. I chased the power. That was the problem. Right. I bought a new kit car. It wasn't as powerful as I wanted it to be. So then I got the supercharger refurbed, and then I was at Northampton Motorsport last week, and the clutch blew, and it's just been a mare. No time to work on it. It's just been a pig.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Yeah, so it sucks. I'm sure. Yeah, I don't think I've done any track days this year. Yeah, that's really embarrassing to say. Yeah, I've got to fix that.
Coming from a motorsport car channel, I think that is a little bit better.
Yeah, all right. Calm it down. Yeah, you're right. Well, this is why I've got to come and entertain people by coming and daydreaming about other people, who are doing their track days. So, how do you feel about brands? How do you think it rates? Because Indy's quite small, but it's entertaining, isn't it? So,
I mean, GP circuit in a Saxo is pretty much a no-go. I think it'd blow up halfway onto the GP circuit from the high revs. But Indy, I'd say, it's perfect. You've got the ovulations and undulations. You've got your crests, you've got your elevation changes, the camber changes on the circuit. It's fantastic. It's not so much a straight line speed, which favours me massively. Yeah. So it's all about, how big your balls are going in the paddock, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, so I quite like the Indy circuit, but it does get a little bit boring. It's quite small. The GP circuit I have luckily done once. I did that last year, and it completely transforms the circuit. I think it's a completely different track when you kind of turn left and away instead of barreling kind of right and round. It's a completely different circuit. And what about Cadwell? You been to Cadwell or Alton Park or?
Never been to Cadwell. I've never driven any other circuit apart from Brands, but I've been to the other circuits, not watched British touring cars, and all that kind of stuff. So it has kind of solidified me wanting to go and do a track down. But
get on
it's whether or not the thing will survive the drive there. So
that's it. Yeah, the drive there and the drive back's a bit of a pig, and then stay away from tracks like Silverstone. I think.
Yeah, too wide, too long, too many straights. So
yeah, I agree. But Alton Park and Donington maybe, Cadwell.
Yeah.
I went to Croft a few years. That's a tiny track, but that was really good, really narrow, so it feels like you're going fast. But I recommend Croft. It was more fun than I thought it was going to be.
I'd like to do Croft and Knockhill. Knockhill's one of my.
It's a long way though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it's a long way.
Yeah, it's a long way, but it's got the cool.
If you're going that way, then try and do Anglesey as well.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I suppose,
tick both of the long distance tracks off, and then you're good. And then while you're on the way down, you might as well like just do a third English track day, and then kind of got full house then, haven't we?
Yeah,
Really?
exactly.
Well, good luck today. We'll probably catch up, either on camera or off of how today went, or this evening went, because they go quick.
Yeah.
Only takes a few red flags and it ruins the day or the evening. So hopefully we don't have too much of that. Even with Joel testing his car for the first time, hopefully that goes all right. And there's a few other people doing their cars for the first times as well. So hopefully they go okay. Thank you very much.
No problem at all.
Cheers, man. Cheers.
As I took another walk up and down the pits, this Mini here really piqued my interest, so I whipped out the camera and did a sneaky little video as it was coming off the back of the flatbed. This is a special custom built car by a guy called TJ, a 1989 Mini with an ST180 lump, running about 200 brake and 780 kilos. This thing is custom built from front to back and looks mega, especially in the Mr. Bean colours. Off it went for noise testing and for shakedown. With noise testing complete and the bikes have now cleared out of the pits, it's time for the cars to now parade down under the tunnel and into the pits so they can start their track day for the evening. A really good opportunity to understand and see the variety of cars that you often see on a track day. There are all sorts of stuff, but the regulars as well. This Mark 1 Audi TT is a special one, you don't see them often these days. That's probably a support car, but the Angular looks nice. BMW, Megane's, 206, Sierra, that's a regular here, I've seen that a few times. Support car, track car, Clios, yeah, you see a few of them around. VX220s, not many of them around. Support car, MX5, yeah, you see a fair few of them. TCR Golfs, yeah, they're becoming more common, as with the Seat Leons as well. Nissan 370Z, Tesla, nope. MX5, GR Yaris, yep, you see some of them around these days. More Clios, more BMWs. Ooh, there's TJ. Good luck, mate. Fiestas, Civics, standard. Fiesta, yeah, see some of them around. There's that nice looking Corsa, that's something special, that is. RS4, don't see many of them around. Yeah, and obviously the R53 Minis, you see some of them as well.
So here we are, the car track day's kicked off. Some of the first cars are going out now after sighting laps. It's noisier than what I thought. Hey, and there's some tasty vehicles here. So we're going to take a quick walk, see what's going on in the garages, and catch up with some people as well.
Charlie seems to be going well as he clips and gets a bobble round Surtees, into McLaren and then round into Clark Curve. Seems to be carrying a good amount of speed. Seems to be going well. In comparison, you can see this classic Mini also very well set up and carrying a lot of speed through Surtees and McLaren, easily pulling up against that Porsche before it pulls away on the start-finish line. And this particular vantage point is actually a really good opportunity to see how much commitment is needed to go through Surtees and McLaren. The actual apex is quite late into Surtees, but you do need to turn in and hug tight. You can see here this TCR Golf doing quite well, and also this Caterham style car, which seems to be going quite fast through. But this Mini was absolutely flying lap after lap. This Mini and this blue Clio are going head to head for lap after lap. Just admire as this Mini hangs its back end out and clips the apex of the Surtees as it carries on through to McLaren. Full commitment, full send. Love it.
So sit rep so far, the track day generally is going really well. We've had, I think, one red flag, nothing major. So the cars have been flowing nicely. TJ with his crazy Mini, I think he had a water pipe pop off, which has caused a bit of gremlins for the electronics, but he's waiting for that to dry out, and hopefully he'll be back out on track soon. Joel's had a little bit of an issue with his new Clio. I think a hydraulic line has popped off of the clutch, so he's going to nurse that home now, I think. I don't think he's going to go back out on track, unfortunately. Bit of a shame. Charlie with his track day slag, it just keeps on going. You've got to love a Saxo VTR, eh? You've got to love a Saxo VTR. It's just still going. That's the sit rep so far. Let's see what the rest of the evening brings our way.
Taking a walk across to the start-finish line, again you can see the variety of cars here, and the top cars are probably doing 130-ish by the back end of the straight. Well, I call it a straight, it's actually just a long right-hander before it tightens up and drops down into Paddock Hill.
So that's the end of this episode. Make sure you subscribe and check out my other episodes. My name's been Bizzle. This has been Tea and Bizz-Kits. Catch you again next week.